So maybe you do what I used to do earlier in my career before I started spotting. You go directly to the bar, get a drink, and you just fall into conversation with whoever comes your way. And that's fine, I've met some good people that way, but there's a better way to do it. And a spy is gonna be more strategic about how they get into this networking. A spy is going to assess the room they walk into, and they're going to note what I call the silver fox, that key individual you usually find at an event that is holding court, that is clearly really influential, that everybody knows and wants to know. And the spy is going to look at that person and know, as any good spy or salesperson should, that it's harder to make a pitch in a group than it is one-on-one. So you might say, hey, I'm going to quickly exchange business cards. Maybe I'll invite him for coffee separately, but I'm not going to get his ear at this event. Even better, and I spend a lot of time on this in another workshop called Go to Where the Clients Are, I'm going to look to maybe find an access agent. I might note that somebody is coming in and out of conversation with the silver fox that clearly knows him very well. They're joking around, I can see their body language. I'm going to talk to that person on the sidelines, and if that silver fox is important enough as a target for me, I'm going to get to know this person who knows him well, find out all about him, and ultimately see if I can get that warm introduction that I'm after. All salespeople know the warm introduction is solid gold. We got to do cold outreach sometimes, but the warm introduction is what we're after. Continuing around the room, I'm assessing individuals. Again, understanding I can judge a book by its cover. And I'm trying to decide who and how I'm going to approach based on those things. And I'm going to note on their name tag, does the name tell me anything about a culture, a language, something I might be able to use? Is the organization a target organization? And the point here is to be more strategic when you have 60 to 90 minutes opportunistically. All right, I want to keep things moving. I want to make sure we have just a couple minutes for questions at the end, but this is a final point here, and it's a really important one to me about taking notes like a spy and talking about contact reports. This is what spies do. I want to talk about best practices for spies and salespeople. Note-taking is kind of a part of my professional DNA because I was a journalist for a decade overseas, so I'm always carrying around my little notebook, even though I don't have it on me right now, but any kind of business setting, I typically have it. And I always take notes. And I think that that is a corporate blind spot, and we do it very badly in corporate America. And I think that if I became the head of sales of any organization, the first thing I would do is make sure everything gets memorialized. Everything gets put in the CRM system. Every phone call, every meeting, I want to know all the details, not just the intelligence gathered, but what's going on with those individuals. Listen, sales has a really high turnover. Sales reps leave with cultural knowledge. I've joined organizations, been given a multi-million-dollar book of business and zero context, maybe just the transaction history. And there's so much lost in that, right? Again, people buy from those that they like and they remember how you made them feel. So the salesperson that has access to a database that could tell them, your CRM system, what the names of the client's children are, where they go on vacation, what sports teams they care about. These kinds of details can make all the difference in outreach, right? And this is the way spies do things as well, okay? A spy is going to meet with an agent that they've cultivated, and they're going to note, of course, the intelligence they've gathered. They file a contact report right after the meeting and send it to Langley. And in that contact report is not only details about the intelligence, but does the agent have bags under his or her eyes? Are they losing weight? Are they fighting with their spouse? Are they under suspicion at work? These are all details that will go into the contact report, and they provide a vital path forward in how they will develop the relationship. So I really want you to create a detailed history about your clients. And finally, from me and how I approach note-taking in a meeting, I do take notes in a meeting, but I try to make it really specific. If there's a budget number, if there's a date that a proposal is due, and I look for something that the client clearly really cares about, and then I want to note that down, because that shows, when you take a note after someone says something, it shows respect. But I don't want to take too many notes. I want to be making good eye contact. I want to be a great active listener. I want to elicit information, right? I want to mirror behavior, both physically and verbally. So I save my note-taking for afterwards. I do a data dump right afterwards. So think about that as well in your own sales tradecraft. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate you having me here today. Thank you, Sean. And please connect to me on LinkedIn, and I'd love to answer any questions for you. Thank you. Thanks so much.